Builders, hey members. I have done an annual budget since 2020 and I've been sharing it on YouTube pretty much every year. I don't know if I did it in 2023 going into 2024, but this is what we are projecting for 2025. Now, at minimum, we're looking at $4,400 per month, and that's going to be for February, March, April, June, July, September, November, and December of 2025. There are certain months out of the year where we get an extra paycheck. And since my husband and I are one, every time he gets paid every week. We count that as one paycheck. So there are 5 weeks in some months of the year. So we'll have a golden month. This is what I call those months where there's an extra check in January, in May, in August, and in October. So we planned out our entire year based on this minimum amount of income that we expect to receive. And here's how I like to do it. I set it up our income first. So you'll see that my income is blank because again, I'm not working per se, but I do have some side income that I can earn from whatever products I created that I sell, from Google AdSense, and hopefully I'll have another channel monetized by 2025 so that I can also pull that money in because I plan to use that revenue to help us get out of debt. And then anything variable is just extra stuff. It could be AdSense, it could be gifts, it could be random, money that comes in. But right now we're just budgeting with this minimum amount. And for 2025, this is what the budget looks like for the entire year. I'm going to try my best to zoom in so you guys can see everything 1 month at a time. It's kind of hard to make it bigger without losing some of the information. So I will try my best. I hope you can see. And if you can't see it clearly, please zoom in. Okay, so I'm using Google Sheets right now. I did create this spreadsheet starting in Excel, but if you downloaded this and you have my annual budget workbook or worksheet, and you open it into Google Sheets, it should work just fine. So the very first thing we have here, if you notice, it says mortgage and not rent because we are planning to have a mortgage. We are planning, and we may not have a mortgage. God may just bless us with a house, debt free, but we will be expecting to have to pay our rent, but I'm putting extra aside as if we are paying a mortgage right now. So for expenses, we have mortgage. YMCA was a line item in the beginning of all throughout 2023. But then once we found out we were having a baby, we suspended it because, life was getting expensive. But I do plan to include that in our budget sometime. Maybe not this year. It's not projected, but sometime. We have our car insurance. We have our electricity bill. We have 2 life insurance policies. We have a cell phone with Metro PCS. We have internet or Wi-Fi covered by Spectrum. We have National Grid, which is still has a credit on this account. We've had this for over a year with a credit. They've been overcharging us. So I do not project to pay anything to National Grid throughout the year. It may come at the end of 2025. I don't know. We're planning without it for right now. Emergency fund will get some money on those golden months. Investments, purpose funds, which are all these things you see here: annual bills, back to school, Christmas, clothing, food, gifts, home, milestone birthday, next month's bills, transportation, vacation, vehicle insurance, and wellness. And then we have our tithe, of course, our first fruit offering, our charitable donation, cash that we like to include in our budget, anything miscellaneous, household, which will include food/groceries, credit card, because we do have credit card debt that we're planning to pay off. I'm just prepping for the entire year because, again, we're just working off the bare minimum. We don't know when bonuses come in. We don't know when people will be generous and give to us. We don't know when and how much tax refunds may be. And then there's unbudgeted. So here's what I did for January: $1,900 to the mortgage, living expenses, $490 for car insurance, $49 for PSEG, which I'm hoping to manage to keep it at least that amount. $33 for life insurance 1, $36 for life insurance 2, $93 for cell phone, $90 for spectrum, $25 to the emergency fund, $325 to our investments, $375 split between our purpose funds, our tithe at $550, our first fruit offering at $60, our charitable donation at $25, cash at $500, miscellaneous is $100, household, which again will include food and groceries, $349, credit card gets $500, and anything unbudgeted we don't budget for the entire year. That is January, which is a golden month. So basically everything that I just mentioned is what I planned and pre-planned to either pay or put aside for savings, investments, cash, debt in the months of January, May, August, and October. Now, for a non-golden month, for a regular schmegular month with 4 paychecks, the bills are the same. Mortgage at $1,900, Geico at $490, electricity at $49, life insurances at $69 combined, $93 for Metro PCS, $90 for Spectrum, and then investments will change. So in a regular 4-pay month, investments would get $260, purpose funds would get $300. Never mind that note there. That is a note that transferred over when I copied the spreadsheet, and I'm just going to delete that because we'll figure that out later. So back to February, investments would be $260, saving purpose funds would be $300, tithe would be $440, first fruit would be $60, charity would be $25, cash would be $400, nothing to miscellaneous, $24 for household. Low, I understand. But however, we do have food included in our purpose funds, so money that goes in there throughout the month will be used for groceries if needed. And then when we scroll down, we have $200 going towards credit card debt and nothing for unbudgeted, just in case something random comes up, it's there. Okay, so there's 2 places where we could spend money on groceries throughout 2025. One, we could use some of the cash that we pull out for groceries to try to make sure that we stick to that budget and not start swiping our credit card, ridiculously, right? For all the things. And then, of course, again, the purpose funds. Purpose funds include our food category. So some of that money is already put aside. You saw that in January. Same thing is going to happen in February and every month thereafter. So that we should have a reserve in that account to use for groceries when we need to. All right, so that's what that's about. Now, that's a $4,400 minimum basic budget on a regular month. Okay, golden months is going to be $5,500, again, not including any extra pay, overtime pay, side hustle income, none of that, just the bare minimum. So we can get an idea basically what we want to do each month and what's not changing for us, like what is a fixed expense, not just our bills, but our investments and our savings. We need to be consistently invest and save each month. So if you look, if it's a golden month, $325 is going to investments at minimum. If it's a regular month, $260 going to investments at minimum. Same thing for savings, $375 on a golden month, $300 per month on a regular month. And that is what's not changing. So when I sat down to set up this budget, after all of our bills, this is how we pay ourselves first. We make sure that this minimum amount is coming to us because it's automated. And then, of course, our giving is very, very important to us. We are not going to stop tithing or giving and offering or being charitable where we can. So even though we have what many would call a low income or modest income, giving is so important. And I believe that because of this, we're able to do a lot of the other things that we're doing, building a strong financial future, not just for us, but for our children. And then cash is important because we do have some cash expenses. And then again, we're teaching our children how to save as well. And we're putting money aside for them. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's a way to help us try to limit the overspending. Miscellaneous is just what it means, like random things that come up that could happen. If you see here, we only have miscellaneous give money set aside in those golden months, and that's just again, the bare minimum. Hopefully we won't have too much miscellaneous going on because, again, we're saving for our future home and all those things. And so we don't want to touch that if we don't really need to. So that's like an extra savings for us. Household, again, $349 on golden months, $24 in a regular month, because most of their money is going towards a credit card. We need at least a minimum of $200 per month going there because we want to make sure it's paid off. Now we still have, I'm recording this video in October, so we still have 3 months, 2.5 months to go in the year. So we could still make significant progress on the credit card debt. And if not at the end of December, then in the beginning of January. So again, these minimum numbers or amounts towards the credit card debt might change. All right. So that's basically what we planned for the year of 2025. I'm going to try to zoom back in close so you guys can see a little bit more of this spreadsheet. Hey, babe. And look at some of the, basically the breakdown and some of the purpose funds. These are all of our purpose funds right now. And then we have cashless envelopes, which is miscellaneous and household. And then our cash binders did change from last year to this year. So cash binders include abundance, blessings, our 4 children. We have a savings envelope binder that's brown. We have a spending binder that's black. And then I have Tasha's money and stuff with an asterisk because I don't know if I'll be able to create one in the year 2025, but that's what I hope to do. So we have places to save money and create content around saving money using cash, because I do believe the cash envelope system works, and I do believe saving some of your money in cash can be helpful. And then this is our bills and expenses breakdown. So basically what we're paying for a mortgage is 34% of our budget for household expenses, which to me doesn't seem so bad just for that. But we do hope to increase our income, and I do believe we can do that because we can. Then we have, I think the next highest is this one, our tithe at 10%, which is basically, what we would do in a regular month. So this highlights January. And so this is what it looks like if we have an extra pay month. Almost 6% of our income going toward our investments, 6.8% going towards our savings, and then 10% going to giving, 9% in cash, and then Geico is really expensive, so that's almost 9%. So that's the breakdown of what we've planned, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I think it was pretty quick. I like to keep this as simple as I can, and I have a blueprint to work with for 2025. So let me know down below if you set an annual budget, and what does your annual budget look like? Do you have any specific goals that you're trying to reach for? If you haven't noticed already, our goals are keeping our investments and purpose funds automated at this amount every single week. So let me know what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope, even though you saw my face and it wasn't big, that you still enjoyed seeing my face. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.